Just needed a sip of an unalcoholic beverage.
Wow, she is hungover. That's how you know.
Look, I'm still on my first glass of wine, and we've already pre-recorded two
Jenna,
episodes.
we're all very concerned about you.
I'm tired today.
You're rallying.
I know. I stayed in bed all the way till 12:30. I couldn't tell you when I've ever done that.
What, were you actually asleep? Or were you
Well,
just
I woke up
rolling
at like
around?
9 and then had some soup and then fell right back asleep.
Oh, that's nice. The worst thing about drinking, I find, is that I don't know about anybody else, but I wake up. Like, I don't sleep well when you've drank. Like, I'll sleep for a few hours and you're up. And even if you're exhausted, you're just rolling around. And
Quickly, before we dive in to the letter, I have a Netflix recommendation.
Ooh, good. I need one.
Especially if you like true crime. I think it's called The Devil We Know. Hold on here.
Is it that
No,
pizza?
it's not that. It's like The Devil Next Door. Shoot.
Is it a movie or
Can
a
we start recording again?
Sure.
I guess, yeah.
We'll just rewind the train. We'll
let
just
me
rewind
pull
the
this up.
internet.
Yeah, let's
Netflix
just
about,
let her believe that.
What was his name? Oh my gosh, I watched this so good too.
Is it that one, Evil Genius?
No, internment camp guy.
Is it Grace and Frankie?
Hold on here.
I love. We just binge watched that. Loved it.
You watched all of it?
So good.
Oh, yeah.
So freaking good.
What a good job What's His Face does as a gay guy. Martin.
They're both
Yeah.
The whole cast is fantastic in that.
It really is.
Keep
But
talking.
yeah, him and Sam Waterston together.
Sam, what's
Fantastic.
his name? Martin Sheen. Duh.
Yeah, Martin Sheen and Sam Waterston.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up
Waterston,
on
Water.
my personal Netflix.
I don't know, but Sam's right.
Another guy with big bushy eyebrows like mine. I should know.
Yeah,
And by the way, you were talking about the Apple TV
yes,
in a recent podcast. You can get the first couple of episodes of that free. You're an iPhone guy,
Yeah.
So you can get the first couple of episodes of that free. We watched the first
morning
episode
show.
of the morning show. It is so freaking
see-
dead on good. If you've been in broadcasting for any amount of time,
I wanna see it
Jesse,
so bad.
oh Jesse, it's so good.
But if I watch 2 episodes, I'm going to be hooked. And I'll buy the damn
That's
thing.
how they get you, right?
They're clever because this show is huge.
But because you talked about it, I went, oh, okay, I'm going to see if I can get this. And I can. Oh, it's fabulous. It's so good.
Yeah.
This one's called The Devil Next Door.
The Devil Next
It's
Door.
about this man who's been living in a small town in Iowa or Ohio or something. And someone claims that he was Ivan the Torturer or Ivan the Terrible,
Yep.
who was a well-known...
in the Nazi.
Yes.
Oh.
And so he goes on trial, and the whole thing follows his trial and then they have, like, at this time there was a lot of Holocaust survivors that testified. It's very intense. It's very dark at times and sad, but it's super interesting.
What were they trying to allege he did that was worse than any other Nazi?
Oh, he was really horrible because what he had a reputation for doing was cutting people before throwing them into the gas chamber. So he would cut an ear off, or he would cut a nose off, or with women he would cut their breasts off and then push them into the... So he'd torture them pretty much before he would
Kill them.
kill them.
And that be a gas killing is
Yeah.
torture itself.
Like one of the men who was on the witness stand, who was about 65 years old, who was a child at the internment camp, he straight up looked at him and was like, "Why did you do that? That was not an order. That was all on your own accord."
Ooh, gross.
It's very intense, very good though.
So
it's a part of of world history.
yeah.
You know, for anyone, if you know any Holocaust deniers out there, which is the dumbest shit ever, but if you do, make them watch this, because the testimony from those that experience these internment camps is just so incredibly powerful.
Oh, it's heartbreaking though.
It's absolutely heartbreaking, and let's make sure that we don't repeat history.
It's horrifying
Quebec.
what humans can do to each other.
Quebec, with their stupid
God.
historical Anglo bullshit.
What, where they don't want to teach about the Holocaust?
No,
anymore?
they're saying now that if you are not, whatever the hell a historical Anglo even fucking means,
Right.
But if you're not a historical Anglo in Quebec, they do not have to provide you with services in English.
Oh.
Yeah. So people online are starting to comment and going, "Well, this is how it begins, and what are you going to do? Make them wear
absolutely.
stars?" Like,
I mean, I understand. I understand if I'm a francophone in Quebec, or anywhere in Canada, I am surrounded by predominantly English-speaking people and countries. But the reality is, you can go to France, and everything in France
is also
where
in
they're not
English.
trying to protect the French language.
Is also in English.
Every sign is in English. You can get served in English. They don't care. They're still French. I don't understand.
It's because they have too much power in our government, unfortunately.
And I was one of the first generations to go to French immersion school I spent 4 summers living in Quebec with French families, learning how to speak the language, and I still am not considered bilingual enough for people in Quebec.
Yeah.
What is it?
Okay, go watch The Fifth Estate or some other political show, please,
Right.
people. This is not why.
Yeah, this
I
got,
just wanted to make a great Netflix suggestion.
this got
there.
burning hot real fast. What the hell?
But I'm surprised that this Nazi guy's still alive. He must be old as hell.
Well, I haven't watched the end of it, so
Is
he
he
might
really?
have been hung because that was why he was on trial. He got accused of being the man that everyone claimed he was in the U.S., so they exported him to Israel to go on trial and to face war crimes. And if he is proven guilty, and they do believe that he is the man that everyone claims he is, then he will be hung.
Wow.
Because most people that were caught and accused of being a Nazi and stuff were hung.
Well, they should cut his tits off before they hang him.
Right.
Yeah.
I always think that if you are getting the death penalty due to murder, you should be killed the same way as you killed someone else.
Ooh, that's good.
Well, eye for an eye.
Right.
Want to get all biblical with that shit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, listener.
Right?
Right.
Oh my gosh.
And who amongst us doesn't want to get biblical?
Yeah,
Right.
well.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd go on a date with Jesus.
Definitely not this listener that wrote into us. She didn't get biblical.
All he does is hang around.
You know what? Oh God! Wow, John.
I look forward to your letters.
Since we've started the letters, though, but people are starting to open up. I've
Yes.
noticed, and like we get a couple every week. It started with like 1 or 2. Now we get 3 or 4. Some of
have
them are stupid.
And we have some in queue right now waiting.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So you can send your emails to Jesse and Jenna's messypodcast@gmail.com. And you can also watch us do a bonus letter weekly on Twitch at blasttheradio.tv.
That's right. All right, what do you got today? I haven't read this one as usual.
Yeah,
I love that
you're
I go in blind.
so blind.
It's like our own version of polka dot door, where I don't know what pokeroo is every week.
Polka dot door.
Well,
The
bad
polka
analogy,
dot
but you know what I
door.
mean.
All
Let's
right.
see through polka dot door with friends and.
Just wait for John.
Just let me carry on here, guys.
Okay. So
Not awkward at all.
here's how the letter goes. My name is Hope. Hi, Hope. I'm currently involved with an older man. I'm 30 and he's 40. That's not bad at all. We've been dating for 2 months and I thought it was going well until we talked about the next step in our relationship. He said that he cannot be in a relationship right now because he still has financial obligations to his ex-girlfriend who lives in Texas.
Ex-girlfriend?
They co-own a business together, which she has put in the majority of the capital. So in return, there are some strings attached to their arrangement. Part of the arrangement is that he still talks to her on the phone all the time and that they'll meet up to talk about the business. But he's insinuating that when they see each other, that they do sleep together. I really like this guy, and he tells me that he's not in love with her anymore and he loves me. I've been trying to convince myself that I'm fine with this setup, but at the same time, I know I'm a relationship girl. What should I do? I really want to be with him. Oh, and I'm also pregnant. Do
Wow.
I tell him?
Well, yes, you have to tell him.
No, I think you hide that for the next.
How did you not open up with you're pregnant?
She-
She literally left it as one line at the bottom of the letter, like a
P.S.
PS. I'm pregnant.
She had to do that on purpose.
But holy shit, girl, where do you even begin with this? First of all, the guy is a total liar. He hasn't broken up with this other woman. He hasn't told her about you, which is why he wants to keep it a big ass secret.
He's not ready for a relationship, and yet he's having a relationship with you.
Yeah, you might be right about him hiding it from the business partner.
100% he's hiding
Yes.
it.
But I was gonna say, when you said he's a liar, I was like, well, no, because he's out and open that there is a sexual relationship with his ex here, and he's not trying to pretend there isn't.
I think he's taking advantage of Hope, and I think Hope sounds like a very sweet and very soft-spoken person that would never go and tell the other woman about it. And so he's playing those two like a fiddle.
So he thinks it sounds like Hope likes him a little more than he likes her, so he's taking advantage of the fact that she ain't going anywhere.
Exactly. So he's having his cake and eating it too.
Right.
And being in business with your ex and disclosing a new relationship to her, those two things aren't hand in hand. Like, they don't go to, like, those are two separate things. There's no reason for him to keep his relationship with you a secret if it's over with her. Because now their relationship is a business relationship.
Well, it sounds a bit like he's trying to tease Hope the way she writes, and they have to talk on the phone and see each other.
It sounds like he's just telling her, like, basically, Hope, you're the other woman.
Oh, wow, you just opened a whole thing. Maybe there is no business. Oh, maybe, you know, like his main girl is his main girl.
I think that'd be pretty easy to figure out if there's a business or not, though.
Yeah, Google it.
Yeah, I
Right,
think there's a business, but I think you are the other girl. I think this woman has absolutely no idea that he's off with someone else.
But they live in
And
different cities.
They live in different cities. You know?
Do we know why we don't know why he moved away from the business girl?
No idea.
Huh.
I don't even think that matters.
No, but I just thought maybe
Yeah.
like, would they still be together because if they're in business together, why did he have to
Why
move
are
to
they not?
another city?
Or if they're together, why aren't they together?
Right.
In the same city.
But maybe it's a side business. It's not like their full-time job. So.
Yeah, or because she lives in Texas, maybe there's issues with immigration and, you know. And, like, if they were really broken up, there would be no issue
Yeah.
at all with this. But he's making it an issue because he clearly doesn't want to getting back to this other chick.
Well, I'll tell you what's going to solve that issue, telling him you're knocked up. Because
Right.
that's going to change everything.
It's going to change everything. And just so you know, those two are definitely banging still.
Well, if he's telling you that...
Right.
Yeah.
Well, she said insinuates.
Come on. When
Yeah.
a straight man
So
insinuates...
if he's insinuating, what he's doing is he's feeling around going, are you okay with
Yeah.
this kind of thing? But I'm guaranteed he's not telling his ex about Hope.
Right.
Right. I think he's getting the best of both worlds. He's got Hope on one side, who he's hooking up with. She's younger, probably prettier. So he's got his side piece. And you do sound like a bit of a pushover, Hope. Because if a guy straight up said to me, like, we cannot be in a relationship because I have this thing going on with this other girl, like, and we might or might not bang, and I would be like, bye.
That's so true when you look at it that way.
Did she say how long they've been dating?
2 months.
They're in a relationship.
Well, it depends how often they've
Kinda
seen each other in
swell.
those 2 months, you know? But you're right.
But
I mean,
there's at least a dating relationship going on there.
Yeah.
So for him to
You're
say that he
seeing each
can't
other.
be in a relationship, well, he's kind of in one.
Oh,
with
yeah,
her.
you're right. It's like these couples, you know, and we all know them. We've even worked with some that are like, we're not dating, but we're together every night for 5-6 months. It's like, call it what you want. What you're doing is dating.
Right.
So, yeah.
I think he has the other woman is his wife. I don't know, like technically married, no, but that's wifey, and you are your side chick.
I'm curious about the financial obligations that he's got to that.
Well, it doesn't
business.
sound like it's more. Well, she said in the letter. She said she's put up most of the capital for the business, so she has. It sounds like she has the majority of the stake. He doesn't want to lose his stake in the business, and that's why they have to maintain it.
And like that would be a guilty pull to stay in that relationship, because if she's guilting him into like, well, I spent all this money, now you're just gonna bounce, like he would feel like he owes her something. The ex.
Right.
But Hope, I think Hope needs to decide how much she gives a shit, or like how invested is she in this relationship.
Well, now she's very invested.
Well, I guess if she's emailing Jesse and Jenna, Jesus.
Right.
But
she's pregnant.
And oh yeah, right, God.
As he sees it, though, I think he thinks he has the perfect arrangement, and this news, Hope, is going to blow up his world.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Because he kind of has a financial obligation to you now.
That's right.
A huge financial
See, now,
obligation.
I for a split second forgot about the pregnancy, and I was going to say, if Hope's okay with just having this be a casual thing, get yours, girl. It's 2019. You know, play him right back.
And you know,
But-
you, like you said, it's 2019. You don't necessarily have to be with this man to raise a child together.
No.
But...
But
I don't
he's
think
got
he
but he's got a responsibility to this child.
Yeah, but he doesn't really have a responsibility to her,
No.
to the child, right? So I think you need to dump him for sure. And maintain like whatever cordial relationship you can so that you can co-parent to the best of your ability. But he sounds like a total slimeball. I know exactly what kind of guy this is.
I just don't know if I would be comfortable raising a child or having a baby with a guy that I just dumped as soon as I got knocked up. Like,
You know what, though? Sometimes it's the best situation for everyone involved, including that child. And you know what? Women are strong-ass creatures.
Sure.
And there's a lot of incredible single mothers out there.
Yes.
So don't think that you need him. You don't. He has a responsibility to your child, but you can be the best mom and you can still be the best parent ever to this child without having him needing him.
that's true. And if you want to get an abortion, no shame in that either.
Yeah.
My body, my choice.
Exactly. And just because he's a total slimeball and a douchebag in a bit of his defense, it doesn't mean he's going to be a shitty father. Mm-hmm. You know?
Well, he doesn't necessarily sound like a shitty person. He's just not very
What
monogamous.
he's doing is very shitty.
But he
don't
said-
don't tell a girl you love her and then you can't commit to her. That's because those
Has
are
he told her he loved her?
Yes, she said that in the letter. If you
Okay.
guys would just listen to my damn letter.
There's
a lot.
They're very involved, Jenna.
Yeah, no, but he's like, he tells me he doesn't love her and he loves me. Well, those are words. To me, actions show a lot more. And if he truly loved you, he wouldn't be banging the other chick, and he wouldn't be saying, well, we can't go out. It has to be a big secret.
But wait a minute, stop. Do you really think that if you love someone, you can't bang someone else? Come on. Monogamy's overrated.
But it's not just about the banging. He can't commit to her even emotionally because he's like, oh, I have to be talking to her on the phone. I have to do this. I have to do that.
It sounds like he wants to be committed to the ex, too. Yeah.
Right.
We'll just start a harem. Join the business.
And
Sister wives.
Yeah. And if you do stay with him, I can guarantee you one thing. He's going to continue doing exactly what he's doing. I wouldn't even be surprised if he didn't even tell the other woman about you being pregnant.
Well, he doesn't even know yet, does he?
No, but when I guarantee you...
He won't?
He will wait a long-ass time to tell her. Because, like I said, this is going to blow up his perfect little world he's created for himself. Where he's got the cute young side chick, the hustling, strong, independent woman.
So he's going to learn very quickly that you cannot actually have your cake and eat it, too.
No.
Because it doesn't work out.
Yeah, he's going to learn one of the biggest lessons you're ever going to learn in business. The art of negotiation.
Yeah, but not unless you are open or comfortable in an open relationship. You can't have your cake and eat it, too. Not in this world.
Neither one of those sound like an open relationship.
Right.
Yeah. And I'd be curious, if the ex knew about all this, she might have something to say about it, too. Who knows what she's being told?
What do you think if she gave him an ultimatum? It was like, either choose her or choose me now.
Well,
which she?
If Hope's like, hey, I'm pregnant, I'm going to be having your child. It's either her or me. Do you think that's going to do anything for her?
I mean, I think when you tell him, please write us again after you tell him, because I think that's going to change everything. But what I was going to say is maybe reach out to the ex if there's a way, and kind of join forces girl power style, or compare notes.
If you really want to test to see where he's at with her, and if he is lying through his teeth, suggest, hey, after you get pregnant, after the news is sunk in a little bit, go, I would really like to meet this woman. Can the three of us have like a FaceTime, or maybe I can come out to Texas with you?
Yeah, that does.
And then see how he squirms, because I guarantee he's going to squirm.
No,
that's just not going to work out. Like,
she's so busy in Texas, and how can she leave the business for a couple of days?
And you can go ahead and try and give him an
ultimatum.
An ultimatum. However, I wouldn't believe what he says when he says, "Well, baby, I'm going to be with you," because again, he's not going to tell her.
Yeah. Do you remember where you learned the word ultimatum?
No.
It was definitely Sally Jesse Raphael's show.
Was it?
Because people would always come out, Sarah's got an ultimatum for her lover. And I remember for years, I was like, what is that word? Ultimatum. You never heard it anywhere but on those
I always heard it from my mom, I think. Okay, you're going to have an ultimatum. Either you go to your bedroom or you give up your Game Boy.
It's not an English word, right? It's kind of like Gamma, Kappa, that sort of whatever that language is.
Is
that even
Latin?
English? Is that Latin?
Jesse, is that the word you're looking for?
I don't know. What is those Gamma, Kappa?
The basis for all language, Latin?
It's Latin, but it is the basics. So all words have a Latin influence in them usually.
Well, see, you learned something here with us.
Sigma cum laude.
Was that yours?
What?
Was that your house?
I wasn't in a I wasn't in a sorostitute.
Sorostitot?
Oh, jeez.
I was not. I'm sorry, but I didn't need to pay to make friends in college.
Oh, is that how it works?
It costs a lot of money to be in a sorority or fraternity. Not only
Does
that,
it really?
Oh my gosh, because you have to pay, you're paying to get in, and then you have like a formal every month, so you're buying a gown every month. There's a reason wealthy people are in
See, I didn't know
sororities and
that.
Me neither.
That's because that's the Greek life in the U.S., where it's a lot more strong.
Oh, their
Like, and
Greek. Their world of Greek and my world of Greek are two different
right?
things.
But it's like here, it's not even sanctioned by universities. There's
Really,
no
Jesse?
Greek in
Nothing on
universities.
that? Nothing?
What did you say?
Their world of Greek and my world of Greek are two different things?
I didn't get it.
I
either.
don't get it.
Oh, wow.
What? Is a sex joke?
Yeah. Really good one, too.
Yeah, explain it. What's World of Greek?
Google Greek.
Was it like a
I guarantee when you
vagina?
Google Greek, it's going to talk
Bum
about
sex.
Greece. Oh,
I've never heard that.
me neither.
Really?
Greek is bum sex?
Yeah.
That just goes to show that you're a hell of a lot older than we are.
Am I ever?
I think that was a...
Am I? I'm so out of... I don't belong on this podcast.
Greek.
Bye. I'm
Anal
done.
sex.
See ya.
Oh, he's right. I've never heard that before, John.
Really?
Greek is used as a euphemism for anal sex in
Yeah.
prostitution circles. He did me Greek.
Is it because the Greeks in the back in the day used to have a lot of bum sex?
I don't know why. I just... whenever I hear the word Greek, I giggle because that's what Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, well, thank you, John. Now, look, we really do learn
maybe
stuff.
Hope should have partaked in Greek because
then he wouldn't be
she's got
knocked
herself in a bit of a pickle. Although, you know what? Don't see it as like an oops and see it as a chance that this could change your whole life and for the good.
Well, it's going to change your whole life.
Like, you could realize that you were the best mother and you were just made to do this. But there's so much for you to think about. And I really don't think you need the drama of this man in your life while you're trying to sort your own out.
Jenna, what do you think of this? Okay, so you got me pregnant, and you're going to have to support this baby somehow. I want in on the business.
No, because that's not even guaranteed money.
Well, we need to know what the business is.
Right.
But that would be an interesting way of making him squirm about it.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's kind of an outlandish thing to even ask.
Outlandish?
Yeah.
That's a good word.
Well, it's just those two things are completely separate. And would you even want to be a part of a business with two exes?
Well, no. But that almost...
And the woman who's fucking your man? No.
But that's why I think she should almost get in touch with this other woman. So often girls turn on each other when really you should band together against the guy.
But she has nothing to do with the other woman, though. So why
The
involve
ex.
someone who has nothing to do with what's going on between you and a man?
That's right. The ex is an innocent party, too. I'm almost
For
painting
all-
her as a villain, but
right,
she...
for all we know, she has no clue about the. Well, actually, I'm going to say she doesn't have a clue about
No,
Hope.
probably not.
Probably not.
So, bringing her into it and creating more drama in her life, that's selfish in my opinion. The beef of the child is between you and this man, not between you and this woman and this man.
I do think you're right that he's playing both of them, and she needs to...
Like an accordion.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, so many. I'm sure he's not the first one to have a side piece and a main bitch.
No, but especially long distance. I almost don't blame
Makes
him.
it easier.
Yeah, exactly. But also, long distance is not the most realistic thing, in my opinion. Don't send me your tweets.
Yeah, I think if you're in a long distance relationship with someone, you, in the back of your mind, you're kind of thinking, there's no way he's
not.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
And also, if he was open and honest about you, I'm pretty sure this woman would have some issues with it too. Because it sounds like their relationship was a long one and pretty tight still.
That's right. Okay, so here's our solution for Hope.
I think
You have to tell him about the baby.
tell
There's
him
no way around that.
he deserves he has the right to know, and he has the right to choose whether he wants to be involved in that child's life or not.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he has to be financially, regardless of what happens.
Yeah, but telling him might help her decision on whether she's planning on keeping it or what.
Or whatever you do choose to do.
Right.
I also think you need to stop your relationship with him. Because it's already toxic.
But what if he's like overjoyed about the baby and was like, "Oh my god," and cuts it off with the ex? Is that a possibility?
I still wouldn't trust that he would actually really cut it off. What is he going to
Well-
sell as part of the business?
Well, yeah, there's
Maybe.
that. But one thing we know for sure, even if he did cut it off, is that he's not the monogamous type, and he's always going to have a wandering eye,
Right.
which is okay.
Well, at the same time, he could still be with this woman for more reasons than just sex.
Yeah.
Right? He's probably with her because he has that connection. And
Yeah.
they have a history. And
Yeah. And maybe the business is good and successful. We don't know what
Right.
it is. But
let's
so
hope
yes.
it's successful for you, Hope.
Yeah, right.
Because then you're getting bank.
So you got to tell him about the baby, but I don't know whether I think you need to have more of a conversation before you decide if you want to stay with him or not. If you keep the baby, then there's you're gonna still have to see him because the kid will need to see his dad, and
That's why I say get out of the relationship now before things get really toxic.
you can be friends and be like,
Yeah.
oh, remember when you knocked me up? Haha, here's
And
the
she's
kid.
already feels shitty about herself.
Well, you're gonna have. I mean, if she keeps the baby, they're gonna have to figure out a way to have each
Yeah.
other in their lives, right?
Yeah, that's why do
How
it now.
does this work?
You're only 2 months into a relationship. It's better to cut things off now than let him drag on all throughout your pregnancy, all throughout this, only to turn out that he's still doing the same shit once the baby's born. And then you're breaking him up, and then you're like,
Yeah, but then when he finds out about the baby, then the other woman, the ex, will have to know too, and that might
Why?
change. Well, because if he's got a kid and you'd know. If
Yeah.
your business partner had a child.
How come you don't ever post pictures of our child on your social
Right.
media? Mm-hmm.
So then the ex might...
I'm sure he wouldn't be the first person to keep a child secret, though.
Oh no, of course not.
Right?
Right.
You got yourself into a good old pickle there, Hope.
I was a secret for a good long time.
Yeah. She got herself
wow.
into a really big situation. Like, I mean, it was hard enough as is, but now you have a child to concern about, and you have your health to be concerned about. And that's the biggest thing to me, is break up your relationship with him now so that you can focus on yourself. You can focus on how you're going to navigate this. Because if he does come and say, oh, I want to be the part of you and I want to be with you, and he's still pulling the same shenanigans, you're going to get used to him being there. And then all of a sudden, when you figure out that he's a liar still, and you have to dump him, then you're going to have to readjust to life without him and without the help. Might as well get used to it now.
Yeah, and maybe you could still forge some kind of friendship with him.
Right. I've seen a few examples recently of really amazing co-parents where they go on vacations together and stuff like that. So it's very possible. It just
and you might meet a new guy that adopts this kid.
Right.
Sure.
Just salvage that that little bit of respect you have for each other now and get out. It sounds like if you stay with him, you're going to have a headache, like years of headaches.
Yeah. Unless that business is really profitable. Let's hope for that.
All right. Send your emails. Jesse and Jenna.
Jesse and Jenna's messy podcast at gmail.com.
Ding. There you go. You can also hit us up on Facebook. You can hit us up on Twitter, and you can get your bonus episode Sundays. Just keep an eye out on our social for times on blasttheradio.tv.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, and when is this episode? Oh, I'm at Yuck Yucks this weekend. Come see me.
Woo! Cheers.